Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Florida.
SunTrust Park on a Friday night in the ATL. Marlins and Braves series started last night. The Marlins took an early lead, lost it, got it back, and the Braves walked off with 2 in the ninth. Rich Waltz along with Todd Hollinsworth. And for a ball club that has lost 10 of 11, obviously nothing short of a win will do. A few steps forward last night. Obviously Don Mattingly, not enough to make him happy right now.
Well, and Don Mattingly wants wins. You know, he wants wins. He doesn't want losses. I think for this team right now, it's beyond that. When you lose 10 of 11, you don't focus on those losses and feel so desperate for the wins. You try to extract the good from the bad, and I think that's what you look at last night and say, okay, there was some good at-bats at the top of the lineup. 5 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Pretty solid job by the bullpen until the very end. So there's definitely some things there to extract and maybe take into tonight's ball game, and again go out there and try and find a win.
Don Mattingly is giving Giancarlo Stanton the night off tonight. But guess who's back? Justin Bour is back, and he's in the lineup. And for the Fish, they're very happy to see him.
No, they should. His bat has been missed. He's was having an outstanding season, certainly still having that outstanding season, although he's missed an awful lot of time. So a potent left-handed bat is back. Good to see. He's got good numbers against Fulton Avage tonight, so that's exciting as well. He did well on his DL assignment, 4 games down, so he's back, and you just hope that he comes right back in and picks up where he left off.
Aggressive righties tonight. Urania, Fultonevich, Marlins and Braves here on Friday night. Glad you're with us. Tonight we'll do a little baseball when we get back. Jose Urania gets the baseball for the Fish tonight as the Marlins face the Braves. Sports Florida is brought to you by the all-new Jeep Compass. By the Florida Department of Transportation. Drive sober or get pulled over. By your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. And by Southwest, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. SunTrust Park, that's a very cool spot with all the Braves history, with bats and gloves and photos and film. And here come the Marlins. Southwest presents the lineups. That's JB swinging it. That's a good sign. Southwest presents Dee Gordon, Derek Dietrich, and Christian Yelich. Marcell Ozuna's in the cleanup spot. Giancarlo Stanton has the night off. And Justin Bour is back in that familiar 5 position. JT Realmuto 6th. Ichiro the start in right. Miguel Rojas in short. Jose Urena will hit 9th.
Toronto Nation scouting report of Mike Foltynewicz, 6'4", 220 pounds. Roller coaster ride this season certainly has been that for Foltynewicz. 3 earned runs or less, 16 and 19 starts. That was to begin the season. 5 earned runs or more in 4 of his last 7. So you say, okay, what's changed? Well, he lost his feel for his secondary pitches. He ended up squarely dependent upon his 4-seam and 2-seam fastball, and that did not translate well. Marlins have some good numbers tonight. Some guys in the lineup that have good numbers against them, so we'll see if that translates. All right, here you go. Talking numbers. Last 5 starts for Foltynewicz. 23 innings, 34 hits, 15 walks. So again, hopefully a lot of traffic out there for the Fish. Opportunities to drive in some runs.
Dee Gordon climbs in. Hottest Marlin in terms of number of hits. 11 straight. And has driven his average up to 302. Is on base to 340. And he is 1 stolen base shy of 50. Last night, couple hits. He opened with a triple to right center. Foltynewicz and Dee Gordon. Fastball is outside. 97 from the 6'4" right-hander. Just a perfect night here. 72 degrees. Gordon lines it to center. Inciarte going back. And he's there, and he makes the catch. Gold Glover out in center. Rest of the Braves defense.
And here they are behind Foltynewicz. Matt Kemp back in left field. Inciarte, boy, he's had a nice series defensively already. Jace Peterson gets a start tonight as well. Ruiz, Swanson, Albies. Freddie Freeman over at first. Tyler Flowers behind the plate for Foltynewicz.
Derek Dietrich occupying the 2 spot with Giancarlo Stanton out tonight for a much-needed day off. Flowers frames that one on the outside part. Dietrich an 0 for 1, a pinch hit appearance last night. Christian Yelich behind him. The breaking ball misses in. There's a lot of lefty bats in the lineup against Foltynewicz. You got Ichiro getting a start as well. Justin Bour is back. Obviously, Yelich is in there. Quickly working is Foltynewicz, and it's 1 and 2.
As we mentioned, fastball, 4-seamer and 2-seamer. Slider, curveball change. Slider and curveball are his best secondary pitches. He's also had a couple of big starts against the Marlins this season already.
Elevates a fastball. You heard Mike Malinsky call that a ball. Chad Whitson's at first. Mike Winters at second. Marty Foster is at third base. Shirt sleeve weather to start with. Could get into the 50s, high 50s later tonight. Dietrich chasing 100 miles an hour on that fastball. There's no question Foltynewicz can bring it.
I think the Braves are still waiting, and I'm not sure the answers are going to come this year just because of that extended slump that he's been in. A lot of people look at his stuff and believe he is going to be a top 3 guy, meaning the top of the rotation. He's got a big arm. He's got a good fastball. Slider, curveball change, as I said. Good secondary pitches, but he seems to go through these periods where nothing works. And they have a hard time figuring it out. 4.75 ERA certainly doesn't tuck into the top 3 spots in anybody's rotation.
Full count, 3 and 2. We're just underway in Atlanta. Yes, 7:35 starts here during the week. Breaking ball comes in and strikes out Dietrich.
Here is the slider. It's more swing and misses this pitch than any. Of course, Dietrich did not go for it, but it was a strike. Throws 21% of the time, 86 miles an hour. You saw it. Hard slider. Foltynewicz's last couple of starts have been okay. Good one versus the Cubs. 6 1/3 innings, a couple earned runs, so he's got that working for him.
Yelich 1 for 3 last night. Couple walks, stolen base, drove in a run. Not sure what was up, but Yelich didn't like something out center field. That was the pitch. It was a strike. Fastball is high as well. Yelich with a .287 average, the on base at .372, slugging .446. He's been really, really consistent this year. One thing to keep an eye on tonight, Tyler Flowers is very good at snatching balls that are below the knees and presenting them up quickly.
Does that better than anybody in baseball.
Yelich, liner center. Man, he hit one just like that last night. A BB right out to Inciarte. 3 up, 3 down for the Fish. In the first, here comes Urena. Back in Atlanta, crowd just warming up with the chop. Braves lineup looks this way. Brian Snitker put pen to paper. Big Matt Kemp is in there. Southwest Airlines presents Ender Inciarte, Ozzie Albies, and Freddie Freeman. Kemp homered last night, and look at his numbers against Urena. Tyler Flowers off the DL and in the 5 spot. Young Rio Ruiz is at third base. Dansby Swanson at short. Chase Peterson right. Fultonevich hits ninth.
Jose Urena on the mound for the Marlins tonight. Very good at following up a loss with a win. He's done that a few times this year. In fact, 11 times. Good numbers on the road. 8 wins, 1 loss, .436 ERA, batting average against .181. You see the solid season that he's having. The one thing that stands out here in the second half, that 2-seam fastball has been really good. That's his last start, 7 innings, 6 hits, an earned run. It was one of those starts where he was probably coming out after 5, didn't end up hitting, and ends up going 7. It was good to see.
And on his first pitch, the 4-3 goes down in the book. Dee Gordon with the play. And an out here in the bottom of the first. Miami's defense tonight.
And here they are for a win. Marcell Ozuna, Christian Yelich, and Ichiro in right field. Good to see him getting a start. Dietrich, Rojas, Gordon, Justin Bour. Haven't said his name in a while, and it's good to say it once again. JT Realmuto, Jose Urena on the mound.
Ozzie Albies now. And a fastball from Urena. Braves' young second baseman, the 20-year-old. And Curacao. He's played quite well in his first month in the big leagues. No swing. There's Marty Foster.
Well, he had a huge RBI double last night. Really got this thing turned around for the Atlanta Braves.
It was one of those redemption hits.
Sure it was.
Because Albies made a crucial error to open the 8th when the Marlins took the lead. They put Brian Anderson on. He scored on the Ichiro pinch hit with 2 outs. Off Ureña's glove. Gordon tracking, got it, and gets the out. That's a 1-4-3 and a really nice play.
You're going to see about a half a second of frustration from Ureña, who really believes he should have had it, doesn't know where the ball is going, and Dee Gordon on his game. That's the race. Albies down the line, and Dee Gordon to the slow roller, and Dee Gordon wins. Oh, well done. He's had a very nice season defensively for the Marlins.
Freddie Freeman takes a rip. As you noted, Ureña better against the Braves this year than in his career. And a really nice start against the Phillies his last time out. Gets a strike on Freeman, and it's 0-2. Freeman last night 0 for 3 with a couple of walks.
Jose has been in a good groove of late. In the last 9 starts, 3.33 ERA, 5 wins.
Changeup, trying to catch that corner. And he just missed it.
Freddie Freeman hitting .391 over his last 6 ball games. Over last night, as you mentioned.
Line to left, Ozuna out there, neon sleeve and all, makes the catch. Justin Bour due up when we get to the 2nd. And you at home somewhat. Our pick to click is back. Totals from last night. I was able to get Justin Bour in the early rounds. Todd Hollandsworth first pick, Christian Yelich. Jessica Blaylock sticking with Marcell Ozuna. And the crack staff's going all JT Real Muto. Crack staff winners last night with 4 total points. And here is Ozuna taking a fastball for a strike.
Now I know why they're called the crack staff.
RBI triple last night, just over the glove of Jace Peterson, and just below the chop house in right field, off the brick portion of that right field wall. Foltynewicz is working at a really quick tempo. That's amazing. That was a strike. Breaking ball bounces out.
Zuna 6 for his last 12 over 3 starts. That's starting to come back to life. After a little mini slump, good to see. Found right field again. Picked up his second triple last night.
And a swing and a miss. Foltynewicz can get strikeouts in bunches. He punched out 11 Marlins when he faced him back on the 5th of August. And a long wait for this to get Justin Bour back after the oblique injury. Great to have him back. Marlins missed him. He was really sharp in the games down in AA, which is a great sign. He arrives here, the trademark bare hands, little pine tar, a lot of it on the batting helmet, and away he goes. And no surprise he got a breaking ball from Foltynewicz. That's been a lopsided matchup.
7 for 11 with 2 home runs is pretty lopsided, yep.
And a fastball that misses everything except the SunTrust sign. And it's 2-0. I think he wins something for that. Free checking account. Right?
Probably.
It's a strike. And it's 2-1.
Well, let's remind ourselves of the Justin Bour story. Remember, April was a miserable month for him. 184 batting average his first 22 games. He really struggled. Then he turned it on.
And he rips it into right center field. That ball's going to the gap. Bour around first. On his way to second. The throw. He just makes it.
Welcome back, Justin Bour. Good to see. This offense has missed you and your entertainment value as well.
You saw everybody patting their belly in the dugout.
Well, that is a really nice swing. Boy, oh boy. Line to line. I mean, again, certainly missed Justin Bour. Great swing. Earns himself a fastball to hit. That fastball leaks out over the plate at the thighs and right back on it.
My guess is he hasn't had a head first slide in a while.
Well, what I think, listen, if that base was, what, another 3 inches or 4 inches farther ahead, he wouldn't have got there. What you call dropping anchor in the big leagues, right?
So a double for Bour. Real Muto and Ichiro now against Foltynewicz. And he bounces that one up to the plate to JT. 1 for 5 last night.
JT continues to hit well on the road. 327 batting average this season on the road. 47 to 62.
Fastball up, and it's 3-0. Foltynewicz out of Manuka, Illinois. Originally an Astro. That's a good example of Flowers on a low strike. Trying to preserve it. Bring it up.
Let's watch this. Snatches it right back up into the strike zone. Just look down there in the webbing. Makes it look like a strike. Gets it.
A swing. And Real Muto with a count now at 3-2. Let's see. So that strike call was a big one. Real Muto sends it in the air to right. Peterson back at the track makes the catch. Bour tags and on his way to third base arrives there. And it's up to Ichiro if the Marlins going to get anything out of this Justin Bour double.
Why not? Ichiro's been swinging a hot bat. Drove in a big run in last night's ballgame. Go-ahead run in the 8th inning. 26th pinch hit of the season. You see the numbers on the season. 59, 3 homers, 16 RBIs.
This was Ichiro last night. Tie ball game, 8th inning, 2 outs, and a little Ichi flare.
It's a pretty thing. Don't worry about what it looks like. Worry about the result. That's a big run that the Marlins needed.
Marlins carried that lead into the bottom of the 9th. Brad Ziegler unable to hold it. They're at 26 now. That's all time in this season. That's a swing, says Marty Foster. Count 0-2. So he's behind the count 0-2. That slider, Flowers was just off the DL. Did a nice job of saving his buddy Foltynewicz. Ichiro has faced Foltynewicz and has hit him, although it's just 3 at-bats. It's just 2 hits.
Well, I know Foltynewicz has not given up any damage yet in this ball game, but you can clearly see what in some ways has been plaguing him over his last handful of starts. I mean, some of these pitches are not even close to the strike zone. These are easy takes for any big league hitter. They're not going to make a pass at it. They're not even going to chase.
That's a good take by Ichiro. And so the count now 3-2. That's the same pitch he got a called strike on to open the at-bat. Ichiro has his average up to 259. He'd been down in the low 200s for a while. Outfield playing him towards left and shallow. And Ichiro walks. He's going to get Rojas to the plate and extend the inning for Foltynewicz. So a double by Bour, a walk to Ichiro, Rojas coming up.
Attention all Fish family season ticket holders. We have so many exciting things planned for our 25th anniversary next year. You won't want to miss out on the celebration. It's going to be big. Visit marlins.com/renewals to learn more.
That bottom line there, Rojas 0 for 16 against the Braves. He was 0 for 4 in the start Wednesday night against the Nationals. Knocked in a run, a ground ball out.
Came in for defense last night. Working hard at shortening up his swing just a little bit, his swing path, batting practice. Keeping those hands real comfortable just off the back shoulder. Working on his timing a little bit. Seen all season long when he's in his zone, he's using the middle of the field going the other way.
Now, if you say, why would he chase 2-0? Pitchers on deck. Sometimes as an 8 hitter, you have to be in a very aggressive mood. Ichiro at first, Bour at third. And a 2-1. Fastball, base hit right field. Bour will score. Ichiro stops at second. And Miguel Rojas. And you wonder, too, if he didn't swing at the 2-0 and it was 3-0, if Foltynewicz just says, I'm just going to waste one.
Sometimes this game, right, it doesn't make sense, Rich. I'm telling you, right? Swings the 2-0 slider away, and you're sitting up there thinking, all right, Foltynewicz has got to throw another slider here because he just swung at one. Well, he ends up grooving a fastball. He's missed with his fastball. His command has not been particularly good tonight. A couple of these pitches have missed out over the plate. Rojas, as we just talked about, is exactly what he was working on in batting practice today, and he gets a nice big reward here in the second inning. Good piece of hitting.
Urania at the plate. Swings and misses at a fastball. 3 for 39 is Urania. He has a double. Urania to right field. That's a hit, and it's in the gap. Inciarte cuts it off. Ichiro will score. Rojas to third. Jose Urania, his first RBI. Little salute to the dugout.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I was just sitting here. Listen, he's got a good swing. He's just got to learn to stay on that backside, and he did. I mean, this is it. Watch his swing. So a lot of times he rocks back to that backside. He wants to thrust himself forward as his swing starts, which, again, you see him do it a little bit right there, but because he's going the other way, he gets away with it. Also a fastball out over the plate, so good to see Ichiro coming around. Well, that's kind of his lane right there. If he gets something he can get his arms across, he'll be in good shape. Probably get him out on the inside part of the plate, but not tonight.
Mike gets Dee Gordon his second at bat. Look at that. He's got a pair of hits against Fultonevich. Gordon hit a line drive to center field.
3 consecutive Marlins have reached base.
It's a long inning. It was the 30th pitch of the inning for Fultonevich.
The Ichiro walk. I'll tell you what, it certainly seemed to set things in motion, right? It's a bat by Bour to get things going, but Ichiro worked a tough count, got a walk.
Breaking ball floated out towards left. Kemp on his way over is there, and he makes the catch. Miami gets 2. Wait until the third when we swap analysts, but Todd Hollinsworth is already cozying up to Chip Carey next door.
That is not what's going on.
And look at the dismay on the face of Tom Glavine and Joe Simpson.
I guess
there's a proper protocol we have to follow here.
That was a rookie mistake.
No, we will have Tom Glavine, Joe Simpson over on this side. You're headed over on that side on Braves television. That happens here in half an inning.
Tried to do a couple rookie mistakes, right?
Yeah, yes. Not really a rookie mistake. This is more me having some fun. Those guys are all buttoned up with ties as well. Jeep Compass Game Break, Jessica Blaylock. That will be live from the field, not from the studio, which with the Hurricane Irma has been closed in Fort Lauderdale. Although I tried to reopen it last night when I tossed to that.
Did you get a response?
Yes, a swift kick in the you know what.
Yes.
Matt Kemp, Tyler Flowers, Rio Ruiz.
Matt Kemp swinging a hot bat. 18th home run last night. Came in the 5th inning against Dan Straley. 3 homers, 6 RBIs his last 5 games.
Urania went 1-2-3 in the first, couple ground ball outs. And a Freddie Freeman fly ball to left. Friday night in Atlanta. I'm sure it's busy at the varsity, although we're a long way from the varsity now, aren't we?
I believe so.
Ground ball, Dietrich to his left, spins around and throws out Matt Kemp. On September 15th, you can ring in the weekend. The Marlins Burger and Beer Friday ticket offer, a juicy hamburger, a craft beer, a game ticket, all for just $30. It's your chance to see, of course, the Brewers. As it's the Brewers and the Marlins. Visit marlins.com/burger. Tyler Flowers having a nice offensive year, and he takes a strike. And by the way, I know we haven't mentioned it. For all of you down there who are preparing for the storm and throughout all of Florida, be safe, be smart, and certainly we've got our fingers crossed and our thoughts and prayers are with all of you. There are a lot of Floridians here in Atlanta. In fact, the Braves announced yesterday anybody with a Florida ID gets in free to this 4-game series. So Marlin fans, and you know, the Braves certainly have a good number of fans in North Florida and the Panhandle. They also extended that to some of the counties in South Georgia.
Well, this hurricane has gotten everybody's attention. It's pretty obvious. I think everybody's still trying to figure out exactly where it's going, but it is one of the strongest storms that I guess anybody has seen. And you said it best. Thoughts and prayers are with everybody down here in the southeast. We're on the road, obviously, here in Atlanta up to Philly. Can't help but think we may see the end of that storm at some point later this week.
Flowers with the count, 3-2. That soft line drive is over the head of Rojas, and the Braves have a hit. And young Rio Ruiz is coming up.
Well, the DL guys are back, and as if they didn't miss a whole lot of time. Well, Tyler Flowers, he only missed 10 games, 10 days, I should say. Little left wrist contusion, gets jammed, strong enough, muscles it into the outfield. Braves pick up their first hit of the ball game, and Tyler Flowers back at it. He's had a very strong offensive season this year for the Braves.
Ruiz was 1 for 4 last night. Urania has it, going to go to second, out there, the relay, and safe there. Ross almost turned that with a really quick pivot.
I'll tell you what, Urania is the one that triggered this, and I'll tell you, the safe play would have just been to go to first base, but he did everything right. Here's what you want to see. All right, not only does he get off the mound and field the ball, but he gathers himself. A lot of pitchers don't do that. How many times you see a pitcher come off the mound, make a great play with the glove, watch this, and then just airmail one into center field because they don't take their time and make a good, strong, direct throw to second base. Urania does that, and they nearly get the double play. It's well done. Good defense.
Now the Braves are looking at the video. They were looking at the neighborhood play, and the neighborhood play is named that for. It used to be if the second baseman or shortstop's foot was in the neighborhood of the bag, you'd get the call. Right foot on bag. Ball interior of the glove. It looked like it was still dragging across the bag. And that was called not by laziness or anything. That was called to protect middle infielders from getting their legs broken and their knees busted up on a double play, when runners could be much more aggressive, go much further out of the baseline after them. Umpires would give them the benefit of the doubt. Swanson takes down low. Now, speaking of the hurricane, if you haven't followed baseball today, the Rays were supposed to play the Yankees Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in a 3-game series at Tropicana Field in St. Pete. But Major League Baseball has moved that series to New York. Not at Yankee Stadium, though. They'll play at Citi Field. And that series will be played Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And they didn't move it there necessarily to benefit the Yankees. They looked at other cities. It was finding 2 hotels.
Right.
And the compromise was, if you went to New York and played at Citi Field, you still needed you needed just 1 hotel for that ball club, the Rays, rather than the Yankees. They did look at reportedly other more neutral sites. I know it is in New York. Swanson calls time and he steps back in. Dansby Swanson's had a nice run since getting back from the minor leagues, trying to find his swing again.
A couple of hits in last night's ball game, a run as well.
Chopper to Dietrich. Makes the play to first in time. All right, announcer swap. Bye-bye. Have a good trip. We'll see you in an inning. Last visit to this gorgeous ballpark, and while Todd Hollandsworth is over there regaling Chip with stories of Marlins past, we welcome in Joe Simpson, Tom Glavine from the Braves booth. Tom, of course, the Hall of Famer. Joe, critically acclaimed for his work in baseball. I first ran into Joe as a Seattle Mariner long ago.
I was just wondering if I have to use Todd's makeup. Is that something that is an every night occurrence for Todd?
I will tell you, it'll take 5 years off your look.
Okay. I'll try anything.
All right. Mike Foltynewicz. That one's hit well. Derek Dietrich gets into one. Chop house, here it comes. And it goes right through the front door. And the former Georgia Tech shortstop comes back to town and hurts the Braves.
That's no big surprise to Atlanta fans, because he seems to do that every time he comes to town.
Dietrich, who's played a variety of roles, most of all filling in for Martin Prado at third base, gets the start here. A little point up to the family, and a 3-0 lead.
Sure, if I'm not mistaken, you guys, or I should say the team, a lot of the families came on this trip, right? Get out of town?
All the families. Yeah. He has tremendous pop and is a very intriguing player.
And as you were pointing out over on the other side to me a minute ago, Tom, Mike Foltynewicz continues to have trouble with left-handed hitters.
He does. He's fastball command and nothing soft.
That ball smoked. Yelich in the gap, and Yelich can run. Inciarte tracks it down on the track, and Yelich has got himself a double. And the lefty bats are really having a nice night. Bour had the double, Dietrich the home run, and now Yelich his 32nd double.
We were also talking over there, Rich, about how much we enjoy watching Christian Yelich play. You're lucky to be able to watch this guy suit up every night in a Marlins uniform. Does a lot of things well, and all of them help win ball games.
And the funny thing about Yelich, he's not had a real hot streak where he's gone on like a 2 or a 3 week bender. But you look up, he's hitting .290, is on base .370, slugging .450, 32 doubles, a shot at 20 homers.
Yeah, for a young player, he's kind of already etched out that what his normal year is and what to expect out of him. And as a young player, that's pretty good.
Marcell Ozuna takes up.
This is a critical point of the game for Foltynewicz. He's a guy who sometimes, when things start slowly for him, he has a hard time getting it back on the tracks. This is a key moment for him.
When you look at his arm, Tom, and you look at his stuff, you figure, hey, sooner or later he'll figure it out.
You would think. I mean, obviously the tools are there, but I think based on what you see with some of his struggles, particularly against left-handed hitters, velocity is not always the thing. You know, if you can't locate that fastball, guys at this level are going to hit it. And I think for him against right-handed hitters, where he does have that good fastball and he's got pretty decent slider command to the right-handed hitters, at least enough where he can get it around the plate and they'll chase, that's the reason he has more success. Against lefties, he doesn't have that luxury to get them chase as much because he doesn't locate his fastball as well, and he doesn't have a changeup going away.
Ozuna cracks a ground ball to Swanson, and he gets the out at first. There seems to be a real tug of war in this game between velocity and fastball command, and few guys have both. Who's got the best velocity combined with command that you see on a daily basis, say in the National League? Anybody pop out at you?
Yeah, the guys that are successful. I mean, it sounds kind of obvious, but a guy like Clayton Kershaw, who throws hard, he's not 97 or 98, but he's got great command of all of his pitches. Had a rough night last night, but we all know how good he is. And I think you can start at the top and work your way down and see who those people are.
Yeah, I mean, I think you take, obviously, Clayton, but then, you know, it was funny. I was watching the game the other night against the Rangers, and I sent a text to Joe during the course of the game, and I said, hey, I hope all of our left-handed pitchers are standing up at the bench watching Cole Hamels pitch. You know, to me, there's another guy. You look to me from the right side, I love Matt Scherzer. I love what he does. He throws hard, strikes a lot of guys out, but he's efficient. He goes about his business very well. He'll take that. Like, to me, he's a guy that, with the late
Yelich is going to take third base.
Love it. I just love when players are that heads up and they take advantage of players who are not.
You see him after the pitch kind of drifting a little. There he goes. And that's taking advantage of a young guy a little bit who's, as Joe said, struggling here a little bit, trying to get things back on track, trying to slow things down in his mind a little bit. And sometimes you forget to pay attention to some of the other details.
He also took advantage of the throwback. He had timed it perfectly on Tyler Flowers' throwback, which was not, crisp.
Bour, a little grounder. Yelich coming home. Freeman's throw, and he's out. Flowers with the tag. Bour remains at first. And the contact play, and Yelich took a gamble.
Rich, I know early in the year you guys were aware of Freddie Freeman playing some third base. Played third because he's got a good arm. He's got as good an arm as anybody on the team. And a nice accurate throw, too.
So it shows up there. Miami looking at the video right now. About what? Not sure. It could be, and most teams do it because it's a run.
Sure.
And you want to see, A, did he tag him? B, was there any blocking of the plate? It's almost like you have to do due diligence.
Yeah, you might as well. You have nothing to lose. Take a look at it.
Real Muto now with Bour at first. JT, little flare into center, and it's caught there by the Gold Glover Inciarte. But Miami adds to it. Derek Dietrich, a home run. 3-0 Miami. Bottom of the third, we welcome in Joe Simpson and Tom Glavine, and the Braves, always known as a very classy organization, and I think the move to open up the ballpark this weekend to all Florida residents, those that have come up to escape from the hurricane, just a terrific move, and a pretty good number of fans here tonight have taken them up on that offer.
Yeah, I think so. Coastal Georgia counties too, coastal South Carolina, all can get in free. All they got to do is show their ID, and I agree with you. A lot of folks in the upper deck tonight, probably some of those that took advantage of the free ticket opportunity.
Chase Peterson takes a strike. We love your ballpark. This is our third time here. We've explored just about every nook and cranny of it. Jessica Blaylock did zip lining, rock climbing out in the Battery. We've poked our heads in a lot of those stores and restaurants, been up and down in the different sections. What have you learned about the ballpark here over the course of a 6-month season that has surprised you maybe?
I think that at the beginning of the year, we were really concerned that this was just going to play like a bandbox because the ball was flying out of here in April. It hasn't as much since then. It's kind of toned down as the temperatures got warmer. Now, right field, like Dietrich just took advantage of the chop house, that's always going to be a short porch. You know there's not much foul territory. So unlike Turner Field, where Tom Glavine got to say where the fences were.
No, I didn't. They would have been further up.
This is more of a hitter's park, I would say, by comparison.
Peterson on his way down to first. And you both have been through opening a new ballpark when you opened Turner Field. I've been through it in Seattle and then in Miami. And it always seems that when you open a ballpark that first year, there are things that you don't expect that in the second year you can make adjustments to.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's certainly some things that the Braves, I would imagine, wish they did a little bit differently. But moving forward, I think you learn how to deal with some of those things that maybe you would have done a little bit differently and be a little bit more efficient with it. But, you know, this is a fantastic facility. And, you know, when you look at everything they have going on in the ballpark for entertainment for families beyond the baseball game, and look at everything that's going on outside in the Battery, I mean, I think this is the kind of thing that, where possible, teams are going to try and duplicate this.
Boltanevich, Urena makes the catch, and a late flip doesn't get Peterson. And an out here in the third. For the first year of a facility, though, I think they nailed it. I mean, the fact that the Battery is so complete out there, and we're talking about the restaurants and the shops beyond right field. All the stuff in the ballpark looks great. It seems to work. Love the chop house in right. Love those picnic tables out in left. There's really unique spaces in what is a very cool place.
There's not a bad seat in the house either. Because there's not much foul territory, the seats are right on top of the field. Hopefully Jace Peterson didn't hurt himself diving back to first.
Maybe a contact lens issue. Or a little dirt in the eye on that head first slide.
Next year, by this time next year, of course, too, Rich, the hotel. The Omni Hotel will be open. It's scheduled to open in November or December. And I would guess that teams will entertain thoughts of staying there, especially with all the amenities of the Battery, places to eat, shop, do whatever you want before a game.
Cobb Galleria is close.
Yes, right across the freeway. You got a pedestrian bridge over there.
Peterson's eye is okay. And now, look, you talk about Christian Yelich. This is a guy that we like to rave about, and that's Ender Inciarte. And not just as a Brave, we certainly liked him as a Diamondback.
No, I think he's a guy, too. I mean, like Joe said, you look at Christian and his talent, but you like how he goes about his business, how he plays the game. I think Ender's the same way. He's fun to watch, not only for what he does, obviously, production-wise, but how he goes about his business. He plays with an energy level that you like. You know, he does a lot of things really well. And from a pitching standpoint, love how he plays center field. He runs a lot of balls down out there.
Any general manager wants to hit the mark when he makes a trade. That trade in particular, I think, accelerated the rebuild of the Braves.
No question about it. And not only from a center field standpoint, but the Braves have been looking for a leadoff man for 4, 5, 6 years. It's been a long time since they'd had a guy they could plug into that spot on a nightly basis. And you saw that graphic there, too. Ender's kind of playing a little bit in anonymity this year because of the great year Charlie Blackmon's having. You see how many hits Charlie gets. You don't really see who's second in the league in hits.
We got a pretty good shortstop out of it, too.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Who should be here for another dozen years.
Yeah, that one worked out pretty well. And unfortunately for the Diamondbacks, who are not missing anything right now the way they're playing, but Shelby Miller on the shelf with Tommy John surgery. Hopefully he'll be back healthy next year. He went the other way.
Inciarte facing Urena. First time through. Jose very efficient. Gave up a hit to Tyler Flowers. A walk to Peterson here in the third.
This guy's pitched so well against us. Tom was commenting on how he likes watching Urena pitch too, and what a nice job he's done moving from the bullpen to the rotation.
I thought about that today because you were coming in the booth. he's a guy, and you don't see a lot of it. You did it, pitch inside and get strikes inside.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got good command of his fastball on both sides of the plate, and you know, when you can sneak it in there, it's an effective pitch. And I think a lot of, you know, he's not, I'm not going to say he doesn't throw hard. I mean, he's, you know, 92, 94, which in today's game, they don't talk about you unless you're throwing 95, 98 as a hard thrower, so to speak. But he does a nice job on both sides of the plate of establishing that fastball down and away to hitters, to get them conscious of it, think about it, get them thinking away, and then boom, he zips one inside, sneaks one in there, and locks guys up a lot.
Seems to have a lot of good late movement too.
Yeah, Juan Nieves calls it arm side run. Like that. And he's, for the first time this year, both Don Mattingly and Juan Nieves have remarked, he's more pitcher than thrower. And that's a great example. His changeup is anywhere from 87 to 90, and he's learning how to take something off, put something on, add and subtract to all of his pitches.
Add and subtract, change the hitter's looks. But, you know, I think a lot of that probably is because he's, you know, out of the bullpen, it's hard to do that. It's hard to have 3 pitches going. In a rotation, you can do that.
Dee Gordon backhands, fires to first.
Before we leave, one last thing. You know Jeff Francoeur very well.
Yes.
He's been working some with us, and he's been raving to us about Don Mattingly and what a great manager he is. Just wanted to throw that in there, too. We think a lot of him, too.
We only had Frenchie for a month and a half. He was awesome.
Yeah.
If he's looking for, if he wants to come work,
Okay.
Yeah.
we like him a lot too. Hey,
Prayers,
thanks, guys.
prayers and good luck to everybody in South Florida. We're thinking about you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
By the authority of the Miami Marlins. They may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and the descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Miami Marlins.
All right, all the announcers are back in their spots. How are things over there?
Well, things were nice over there, but I missed my bubble.
Yeah.
Hopefully I was missed over here. No, maybe?
Absolutely. It was no fun at all.
That's right. That's what I want to. Thank you.
With the Hall of Famer and the critically acclaimed Joe Simpson.
Wow, well said.
Here's Ichiro. Miami's up 3-0 in the 4th. Ichiro walked back in the 2nd. Miami got great production from the bottom of the order that inning. Justin Bour had doubled earlier in the inning. Ichiro walked with 2 outs. And then RBI singles by Miguel Rojas and Jose Urena, of all people. There's your Marlins box score. Dietrich homer made it 3-0. Ichiro rolls that one out to 2nd. Ozzie Albies is there. And he gets the outs. This is a 4-game series. Tomorrow being Saturday. No 7:35 start. Back to a 7 o'clock start tomorrow night. 6:30 for Jessica Blaylock live here from Atlanta. South Florida Honda dealers bring you Marlins live. Rojas takes a strike.
Really nice at bat by Rojas. Driving in a big run his first time up, going the other way.
Boltynewicz has had a few control issues. The walk to Dietrich certainly hurt him. And there have been pitches where he's missed by a bunch. He's on a kind of a weird run right now. And I don't know if the Dietrich home run is good or bad.
Now 3-0's bad. Boltynewicz.
Well, follow me here.
I am.
All right. So his last 5 starts, he's 0-5. A 9 ERA. But he has not allowed a home run in that span. In fact, the last game he won, he beat the Marlins. And that's the last time he gave up a home run. And that was to Stanton. It was Giancarlo's 36th. He struck out 11. Atlanta won the ballgame 7-2, but he gave up a homer. He goes 5 starts, gives up a ton of runs, 23 earned runs. None of them came on home runs. And so here he is tonight on a 5-game losing streak. He gives up a homer, but he's at the bottom of a 3-0 score. Giancarlo having the night off tonight. And this was that home run 6 starts ago. Yeah, wow. That went a long way.
It sure did. Highlights that night for the Marlins.
It was August 5th. Struck him out. Rojas is down. Do you think that the other outfielders, Ozuna, maybe not Yelich right now because he's rolling. You think Ozuna will get a day off here before this weekend's done?
I would. Before this weekend is done, maybe. I think Don Mattingly really tries to read it. I mean, we've documented and talked about how much these guys have played. Obviously, you hear me do it when we do the defense every night. It's almost, we could do that as a recording too, right? Ozuna, Yelich, Stanton every night. I'm telling you, it's been fun to watch, and certainly it's been a joy because they've been the most productive outfield in all of baseball, and I think that we've all enjoyed it, and I think they have as well. They love playing. They're young and they like playing well together, but there are those moments. I thought a couple of nights ago that Ozuna probably needed a blow, and then he had a nice game last night, triple to right. I think it's a possibility, but it's not something that I would throw out there with a degree of certainty because I think Don Mattingly is really trying to read his players. Like Christian Yelich doesn't look a bit tired right now, right? He's hitting the ball well. He's moving around the bases. He's looked good in center field. Well, he's played just as many games as his teammates. So
Urania was bailing. That Yelich saw that. Urania thought it was strike 3. He bailed, but the home plate umpire, Mike Malinsky, said it was outside.
Boy, Jose.
That's an athletic check swing.
Hey, listen, we talked about his athleticism. He's a tremendous athlete. And like I said, as long as he learns to stay on his backside a little bit more, he'll get a few more hits. He loves to lunge. He's got to stop the lunge. It's not helping him. I'll have to maybe sneak into spring training this year and just whisper in his ear a little bit.
Lose the lunge?
Well, that lunge. Well, listen, any hitter who lunges, you get out on that front foot, you turn 97 into 105. You know, the more you put your weight on your front side. Very few hitters are going to get away with that.
Let's hope that last lunge he didn't hurt himself. Dee Gordon actually came over to check on him.
I think it was the ball hitting him. Is what he was a a little bit of smile that came out of that.
That is strike 3. And a 1-2-3 inning for Fulton-Evans. Bottom 4 in Atlanta, 3-0 Miami. By the all-new Jeep Compass. By hand-cooked tires, chase down your passion, never halfway, and by your South Florida Chevy dealers. 3-0 Miami on top. Bottom 4, we check in with Jessica Blaylock.
Hey, Rich. Dee Gordon, fresh off of a multi-hit game. He now has a batting average of .301. He is also the subject of the newest edition of Inside the Marlins. It's called Flash of Hope, and it premieres this Sunday after our Marlins Live postgame show. One of the things that it highlights are his charitable efforts. That includes an off-season trip to the Dominican Republic where Dee was able to give back to that community. Dee recently posted a photo on Instagram of a project that was completed in the DR. It's a facility that is going to help bring clean water to the residents of that village. Previously, they had to walk a mile to find clean water. It's projects like that and efforts like that that caused Dee to recently be named the winner of the Roberto Clemente Award. Awesome to see what Dee Gordon has done in his efforts to give back.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Yeah, Gordon, the Marlins nominee for the Clemente Award. And our hats off to him, for sure. Freddie Freeman, Matt Kemp, Tyler Flowers. And Urania misses down low. Freeman line to left. Urania's night has been rather uneventful, which is good news. He has a fan in Tom Glavine, we found out.
I'm not surprised at that. Urania has made some really nice adjustments this year. He's been, like I said, probably not only the biggest surprise, but maybe the right way to say it, he's probably the one Marlin for me who's grown the most this year. I mean, not only has he established himself as far as does his stuff play at the major league level and can he get guys out consistently, he's made adjustments, he's grown, he's matured. I mean, you've seen a lot happen for Urania this year.
Freeman lifts it left center field. Yelich to the fence, and it's gone.
Freddie Freeman about as much opposite field power as any lefty in the game today. Shows it right there as he drives one out to left center field. His 25th home run on the season. It's been his approach tonight, going the other way, lined out to left his first time. Drives one out to left center this time.
Number 25 for Freddie Freeman.
And this pitch splits the plate 95 miles an hour. Saw where JT had set up on that outside corner, and you saw it drift back to the middle. Just enough. Braves are on the board.
Matt Kemp fouls the pitch back.
And this is one thing that, I mean, again, right back at it against Kemp. I'm not going to sit here and predict the end of the at-bat, but Ureña's developed that fearlessness as well. I mean, he's been touched up for some runs and some home runs. He's had some bad innings this year. He continues to try to make pitches and controls those emotions really well.
And with good run, downward tilt on that 97-mile-an-hour fastball, strikes out Kemp.
Giving up the home run, a 3-pitch strikeout. Matt Kemp has got very good numbers against Ureña this season, or I should say in his career. Bring up Tyler Flowers. Tyler lined a base hit to left his first at bat, fresh off the disabled list.
Flowers offensively a very good year. On base has been high all season. It's at almost 380 right now. Ureña, that one was coming a little softer than he thought. He did knock it down and then sort of discombobulated, got the throw over to Bour. He's cursing his glove right now.
Well, better safe than sorry. It's okay. Now it is an out.
We had on email and Twitter Tuesday, someone asking what the pink thing was that he's always chewing on. It's a lot of bubble gum.
Just a boost of sugar every time he takes a bite.
There you go. There was a big leaguer the other day that on a dare, I think had 30 pieces of gum in his mouth. Kids, don't try that at home.
No, that could be dangerous.
It didn't look pleasant, and it didn't look like he was enjoying it.
I would imagine it was probably pretty hard to breathe.
Rio Ruiz. One of the young Braves getting a chance to play here in September. Atlanta trying to take inventory of what they've got from the young players who seem ready to break through. And Ruiz, they got a guy who hits it hard. Dietrich runs it down. A homer by Freeman. Atlanta's on the board, 3-1 Miami. and his influence on framing pitches. All 4 of these were out of the strike zone, but called strikes.
Let's look at this closely, and you watch it, you can see what Tyler Flowers does well. Watch where the glove starts and that little snatch at the end. That's exactly it. He's able to bring it back into the strike zone at times and even catch the ball at the end of the glove. And what an umpire sees is not only the ball, but at the point where the ball goes into the glove, he assumes it's at that spot. Well, for the length of his glove, if he catches it towards the end, he can gain a few more inches towards the strike zone. Little pop that he has right there.
So Tyler Flowers and the Braves pitching staff may not be on board with robot umpires.
Oh.
I guess I wish they would come up with a different term for that, because it's not a robot umpire. It's not going to be a robot. Actually, that would be cool though, right? If there was a robot back there.
Well, here's the thing. Every time I hear robot umpire, I think of Carlos Zambrano in the Gatorade machine about 10 years ago at Wrigley Field and what he did to the new Gatorade machine.
We actually showed that on our air early this year. Remember that?
Right. You put a robot back there, you just imagine somebody who didn't like the call just going to work with it with his bat.
I don't think it was Glavine, but I think it was Smoltz who went after one of the Quest Tech machines with a bat.
Maybe.
That was the forerunner of the modern computerized strike zone that we have now. Dietrich homered. He swings and misses here. So I like computerized strike zone. Electronic strike zone.
Back to it. Yeah, I don't think Tyler would go for it because it certainly would probably take away from his skill.
Right, because I'm sure in arbitration his agent is like, look.
Whoa, you better believe it.
Look at this, what they had on Marlins television. They showed 4 balls that he got for your pitchers. He even tried to bring that one up a little bit. And it's 2-1.
He doesn't need Marlins television. He just needs StatCast. According to MLB's StatCast, he's gotten a called strike on an MLB most 8.12% pitches out of the zone.
Dietrich goes the other way. Ruiz across the diamond gets him. Let's do some T-Mobiling, shall we? Corey Kluber. How about the Indians? 15th straight, and Kluber had 13 punch-outs.
Windows for everybody.
Aaron Judge is 39th. Dave Roberts and the Dodgers lost 7 straight. It's their worst skid since 2013.
Panic.
Panic at the Disco or Joe Panic?
Well,
Panic in the streets.
Well, right. Everybody's questioning, the Dodgers, the team that everybody thinks they are. It was funny because I was looking over the notes today, and they've got the 4th best record in the National League in the second half, even though they've done this. Shows you how hot they've been.
How hot is Christian Yelich right now? He bangs one into left. Big turn, holds there. And Yelich has a single. He also lined to deep center and doubled in the right center gap. Yeah, the Dodgers look mortal right now. And there's I don't know if there's panic, but there's a lot of concern. Pick to click, Todd Hollinsworth. That's the carryover in the parentheses, much like T-Mobile. We have carryover points.
Still having issues with the walks.
Arizona pulls it down the third base side. But for all the struggles that the Dodgers had, remember the first entrant on that T-Mobile list was Cleveland, who still rocks. 15 straight, and they're up 4-0 right now in the bottom of the 6th at home against Baltimore. The best part for me about Cleveland's win streak,
I hope it's what mine is
every morning when I watch the highlights, I get to hear Tom Hamilton call a big homer or a Kluber strikeout.
Tom is one of the best, but for me, it's the fact that everybody got free windows.
That's right. $1.7 million worth of windows.
I think that is awesome. That to me is a really cool story.
If you missed it last night, there was a window supplier in Cleveland celebrating their 15th anniversary, and they said, hey, for the month of July, if you buy windows from us and we install them, and the Indians win 15 straight at any point the rest of the season, you'll get those windows for free. Ozuna swings and misses. And so last night was worth $1.7 million to the window consumers of the greater Cleveland area. And at the end of the story, it noted that the window dealer, the owner of the store, insured the promotion for a mere $75,000, and that is a really nice investment. Swing and a miss. Boltanevich tightening up here after giving up 3 early runs. 3-1 Miami. Our showstopper. Odubel Herrera's back in center field for the Phils, and that one gets over his glove with the bases loaded. And Michael Taylor, pride of Fort Lauderdale, on his way home, and he's in there. That is a inside the park grand slam.
How about it? He's flying around those bases. A little slow there at the end. Got it done.
Back to work is Jose Urena. He's a long way from being eligible, but AARP would like to have you get to know Dansby Swanson, Georgia native, prep baseball and hoops captain, and a Vanderbilt Commodore, and a really good one.
This young man is a big reason why the Braves believe their future is bright. Dansby Swanson, local kid. Good to see him not only turn in a great season this year and a nice bounce back here in the second half, but become one of those building blocks for the future.
Yeah, we were talking about that trade, Shelby Miller, Inciarte, and Swanson coming back this direction. So far it's worked out. Miller may get healthy. Let's hope he does. That is strike 3 called. Now, when you were over in the Braves booth, was there catering at all?
Absolutely not.
So they didn't give you any food at all?
No, I got started to get hungry. They take care of us over here, not over there.
Really? Because
Nothing.
I had heard that they have all. Look at this. Look at the food after you left.
It didn't include me.
They must have hidden that from you. That's the pizza burger too that we saw last night.
It's the program that Hall of Famers live on. You know that, right?
See, now when they're on camera and they didn't know we were looking.
Act like we're not watching them eat all that food.
No food here.
Oh, what's going on? Where are we?
No food here.
Yeah.
Batting helmet full of nachos.
When you get to the Hall of Fame, treatment like that goes on. That's a fact.
Oh, that's it. The gold card. You've got that Hall of Fame.
I do not have that card. No, I do not. Not even close. I do have a gold card, though. It just gets me to the ballpark.
And it comes with an annual fee. Chase Peterson with the count 1-2.
Chase Peterson has had a very nice series.
Well, Jose Ureña's had a very nice night. He's got 2 outs here in the 5th.
Check out the second annual Miami Marlins 5K on Sunday, September 17th, with a run through and around Marlins Park. After the race, enjoy an afternoon of Marlins baseball. Take on the Milwaukee Brewers at 1:10 Eastern. Get your tickets at marlins.com/special events.
Foltynewicz now. 2 outs here. 4 strikeouts for Ureña. He's walked just 1. He's given up 2 hits. One of those, a Freddie Freeman opposite field home run. How about 5 strikeouts? Strikes out the side in the 5th, on to the 6th in Atlanta, 3-1 Miami.
Lead it 3-1 in the top of the 6th. Justin Bour back in the lineup for the Fish for the first time since July 24th. He was reinstated today from the disabled list and would love to give his team a boost.
I'm hoping to be a little jolt of life here and you know, help the team win some games. You know, it's never fun losing. I know there's been a little bit of a tough stretch here, but you go through those during the season, and there's no reason we can't start today and start with a nice little winning streak.
Guys, so far so good. Justin Bour with a double tonight and a run scored. Don Mattingly says that he is going to be an everyday player. They may take it slow in the beginning, give him an off day tomorrow, but after that you will see him in the lineup on a regular basis.
Well, Jesse's jumped right in and had a good night. The double in the 2nd. Had a head-first slide, scored a run. Bounced into a fielder's choice in the 3rd. He leads it off against the pitcher he's had a lot of success against. JT Realmuto, Ichiro will follow. Mike Foltynewicz into his 6th inning. He has struck out 6, walked 1.
I think for Justin Bour, really the only question is, are his legs underneath him for a full 9 innings over a few different days? In fact, they are. I'm not sure he necessarily needs a day off. Look at those career numbers against Fulton Davis. Outstanding production. He feels good tomorrow night. I think Don Mattingly will run him out there unless he needs a blow.
Fastball misses away. It's an Adam Conley start tomorrow night for the Fish. Max Fried, the lefty for the Braves. And of course, one of the, look, 89 games. This is number 90. Bour, 2 off his career high in home runs and all that. And one of the biggest hurdles he got over this year was hitting lefties and doing damage against lefties. So just because a lefty goes tomorrow night doesn't mean he won't be in there.
Right. Yeah, that's neither here nor there. It's almost taking it for face value.
Here's AC, Adam Conley. Very good numbers against Atlanta. Bour shoots that one foul. And Fultonevich a pitch away from 100. Back foot breaking ball, almost got that back foot. It's 3-2.
Bour has looked good. Fultonevich.
Change up, 89. And he strikes him out. That's 7 for Justin Bour.
One spot Fultonevich has really dialed in, particularly against the lefties, is that changeup away.
Geico presents. This is one of my favorite players of all time. This day in Major League history, Bert Campaneris, first major leaguer to play all 9 positions in one game. And that is Campy Campaneris, who was a key part of those great Oakland Athletic teams. That's yet another pitch that Flowers has stolen for his pitcher.
Not a big fan of his thievery.
Fultonevich is.
Well, of course, it's his teammate.
Brian Snitker is.
Sure. It's worked well for the Braves. I'm sure the pitching staff is thrilled with his work behind the plate. I think hitters around the National and American League aren't so happy about it.
At some point, does a catcher develop a reputation where an umpire, because the umpires aren't graded on, I mean, they're graded on where it is compared to the strike box.
Right. But what they see is what they see. I mean, it's almost an element of deception. If they have inability to pick up on that little snap that he does when you watch him kind of pull that extra couple inches back into the strike zone, I mean, that is on the umpire, and that's how they're going to be graded. Those are missed pitches.
JT swings and misses at a breaking ball. Fultonevich, after a wobbly start, has been just nasty here.
Well, and I think this is what the Braves get excited about. Look at this breaking ball. A little bit of a spin, a little backup action there. Maybe not his best. He's probably looking to bury it. But again, when you can take off 98 miles an hour even after 100+ pitches in a ball game, you're going to pick up a few strikeouts along the way.
Ichiro a walk and a ground ball out.
What's really started to work for Fultonevich are his secondary pitches. They've a very primary role, not a complementary role to his fastball. See right there, back-to-back changeups. He's thrown 3 breaking pitches, 3 secondary pitches to Ichiro this at bat. Early on in this ball game, he worked to really establish his fastball, and it cost him as he missed out over the plate a few different times.
That was Ichiro letting out a yelp. I think he thought that was coming right for his shin.
He's right.
It was. Dietrich up to get it. Little flip to first. And the Marlins go 1-2-3 in the 6th. 3-1 Miami. Here in Atlanta. Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Snowball Express and their commitment to providing new happy memories to the children of our fallen heroes from 9/11. Snowball Express provides an annual life-changing event to make each child feel special. Visit foxsportssupports.com for more. In Atlanta tonight, Jose Urena has been sharp. Marlins got some early runs. Time call. Inciarte not quite ready. Top of the order for the Bravos. Inciarte's 0 for 2. Albies 0 for 2. Freddie Freeman is homer. We saw the Freeze return in between innings.
We did.
We have not seen him for a while.
He's been stretching. He was ready tonight.
Yes, he was. He smoked his opponent.
I'm not even sure he got a hand after doing that. It was such a beatdown.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, we've seen this before. Moving on. The fans are more excited about the facial the guy took as the Freeze went streaking by him. Inciarte, a little 3-game hitting streak, 7-4-12 coming into tonight's ball game. Urena's done a nice job against him. In ways, the key to beating the Braves is containing this man.
354 on base to go with that 310 average at the start of play. And Urena has handled him quite well.
Well, you see the willingness to throw a 3-2 changeup from Urena. What makes him good. Certainly he has grown this year. It's a big pitch. He'll throw it any time when he needs to, especially against the lefty, and get outs.
A.J. Minter. I love the little pitching coach or bullpen coach desk. It's actually a brick wall. That is a rolling bunt. It's going to take a left and right, and it wobbles, and it comes to rest fair. That went back and forth. It zigged and zagged. He never quite got across into foul territory.
never committed until it stopped. I'll tell you, I think everybody thought, well, listen, Albies lays down a beautiful bunt. JT doesn't have a play. The play is to let this go, right? So you see it right there. It was actually sitting on the line, and 2 different times it made a move like it was going to go foul and make a right turn and stay inside the line. The Braves have a base runner here in the 6th.
And that's Albies in front of Freeman, who homered his last time up. Urania goes after him with a fastball for a strike.
And that was a good example of that 2-seam fastball I was talking about earlier in the ball game, right underneath Freddie's hands.
Not many pitchers have a dirty cap, but Urania's got one. Fastball in. Yes, Freddie Freeman here tomorrow night, 6:30 Marlins Live. Jessica Blaylock live from SunTrust Park. Look at that.
Our day's work.
Emulating Justin Bour's helmet. He's gone to 3-1.
He's tried to rush Freeman with a couple of fastballs after a really good one in the at-bat. He's missed high, and that changeup down. Very careful here.
That was way down. Now he faces Matt Kemp. Stay tuned. 7th inning. Jeep Compass game break with Jessica Blaylock. She'll have highlights and commentary from around the league. Kemp, who's playing weight from opening night to right now, has gone up. And I think a lot of that can be accounted for by the 2 hamstring injuries. It's really hard to, when you are rehabbing a hamstring injury and you can't run, keep that that shape that you had when you started in spring training. He worked hard in the offseason, came to camp, looked great.
You're really limited with what you can do with the hamstring injury.
He is certainly a guy that will roll one on the ground when you need it. 24, most in the National League. That one finds the seats, and it's 0-2. Big moment here in this ball game. Harlan Garcia's warming up. It's bottom 6. Urania trying to get through it. He's at 82 pitches. And the Braves have traffic out there. 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Freeman at 1st, Albies at 2nd. A backup slider.
Unintentionally spun back and served its purpose, I suppose. And more action towards the middle of the plate. We've seen Kemp change the score in this ball game.
You know, if anyone could throw that with consistency to one certain spot, it would be an effective pitch, but you just can't.
Well, a few guys, I remember a couple of different guys in my lifetime, they were relievers that actually threw it. Kind of a deliberate cement mixer, as we used to call him. Didn't have a whole lot of break to him. In fact, Turk Wendell used to do that. It was one of his best pitches. He'd throw that spinner, and you'd think it would come back to the plate, and that you'd get a good pass at it, and that thing would just sit on the outside corner, and you'd find yourself rolling over it or popping it up.
And that was before he brushed his teeth after the inning.
Yes, jumped over the lines and ate a bunch of licorice.
Turk Wendell, if you don't remember the name or were not watching baseball at that time, was a fidgety,
Had a lot of habits.
unique reliever, superstitious. He would
Yes.
chew licorice, black licorice, and in between innings, he would brush his teeth in the dugout, among other idiosyncrasies. 2-2 pitch here. Just out. Kemp followed it all the way out. You see how far out it was. Big moment, full count. Albies and Freeman out there. Kemp rolls over on that one. There's one. Gordon holds it. Kemp ends up at first. Albies at third. Freeman's out. And now Urania has to go after Tyler Flowers.
Well, able to throw a good slider after a one that was way off that outside corner. There, Kemp could go fishing. That slow roller he was looking for.
Flowers singled in the second. And a comebacker in the fourth. And the Rangers fall behind 2-0.
Slider once again from Urania. 2-0 pitch right there. Flowers looking for the fastball.
Two-one. Two balls and two strikes here.
All the way back in. So far, this is the biggest moment in the ballgame for Urania and the Marlins. On a 3-1 lead.
Flowers has power. In the air, right field. Ichiro is there, and he makes the catch. And Jose Urania strands 6 innings, and just a run. 3-1, Miami. The return of Justin Bour, a big hit by Jose Urena, and a long ball by Dietrich. A 3-1 Miami lead in the 7th in Atlanta. Rich Waltz, Todd Hollinsworth, and Jessica Blaylock. Marlins had a late lead last night, lost it in the bottom of the 9th. Trying to bounce back here. The Fish have dropped 10 of their last 11. And no more Mike Foltynewicz. AJ Minter.
AJ's retired 11 of the last 12 batters he's faced.
AJ Minter would fit right in on the Marlins team, right? Out to lefts. Kemp and Inciarte. Although the Marlins are down 1 AJ, and they have AJ Ellis left. Rojas, a fly ball out. And Jose Urena is going to take the at-bat.
Why not? He's pitched very well. Certainly within that 100-pitch limit, I guess, is what we all wrap our minds around. So the ball very, very well tonight. Some trouble in the 6th. The bottom of the lineup in the 7th. AJ Minter is the first member of the Atlanta's 2015 draft class to get to the major league level.
That one right at the knees. Texas A&M for Minter. Range kind of glances back at Mike Malinsky.
Oh man! All right, join the South Florida Aviators fly-in and educational expo on Saturday, September 16th at Marlins Park. Enjoy a ball game with the family and pass by Skyline Terrace to learn, ask questions, and test the different aviation displays. There's going to be a special event. Buyers are going to have the opportunity to receive a commemorative Billy the Marlin Aviation Day bobblehead. Get tickets at marlins.com/special events.
Or splash special events if you want to jump
too.
in the pool.
Might work.
Jump in the pool at the Clevelander. I think we need more swimming events at the Cleveland.
Got new ownership. Potentially, I suppose things may change. You never know. Maybe some more swimming events.
More swimming events.
It's your vote.
Aquatics.
There you go.
It's the future. Dee Gordon trying to extend that hit streak. He's at 11 straight, but an 0 for 3 tonight. One and 2. There's a base hit, and the hit streak is at 12. And that gets Dietrich to the plate. And Gordon with an opportunity to steal his 50th base here.
Well, how about that swing? 2 strikes. Just drops the barrel on it, much like Inciarte did last night. He's got that skill set as well. He'll take the barrel to the baseball, even with 2 strikes against a tough lefty, throwing 95 and pick up a base hit, extend that hitting streak.
Derek Dietrich homered in the 3rd against Mike Foltynewicz. Pulled foul. When Dee, and if Dee can get his 50th stolen base. We'll be talking about the fact that Giancarlo Stanton is at 53 homers, and not many teams have had a guy that swipes 50 and hits 50. Not the same guy, but just two teammates. One that steals 50 bases, one that hits more than 50 homers.
50-50 club?
Sort of. Albert Bell, Kenny Lofton for the 95 Indians. Sammy Sosa, Eric Young for the 2000 Cubs.
Teammates.
Freddie Freeman didn't have to go far for that. Steps on the bag and gets the outs. Miami up 3-1. Let's head down to the field. Jessica Blaylock with this Jeep Compass game break.
Thanks so much, Rich. It is the Jeep Compass game break presented by the all-new Jeep Compass. The Marlins came into this ballgame looking to snap a 5-game losing streak. As of right now, they lead the Braves 3-1 in the 7th inning. More on this ballgame in just a moment, but first let's get it over to Cleveland, where the Indians are looking to win their 16th straight game. The showstopper in the bottom of the first, Edwin Encarnacion gets the Tribe on the board right away. That is a 3-run shot, his 34th home run of the season, and the second night in a row that he has homered. Cleveland up on the Orioles 5-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Getting back to this ball game, the big story for the Marlins, that was the return of Justin Bour. Bour was reinstated from the 60-day disabled list today after dealing with an oblique strain, and he was certainly ready to get back. This was the first game that he had been in the lineup for the Fish since July 24th. And in his first at-bat, how about this? He sends that ball into center field, slides headfirst into second base. That ends up being a double for Bour, and his teammates absolutely love it. And then Justin Bour in that at bat, that's going to be a strikeout, but good to see the big guy back. His teammates thrilled at his return, and he is certainly helping the cause. He already has a double in this one and a run scored. We'll get it back to the guys in the booth after these messages from the all-new Jeep Compass.
See it all with the all-new 2017 Jeep Compass. Well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the all-new 2017 Jeep Compass for $149 a month.
Tomahawk chop going on. Crowd trying to rally the Braves in the bottom of the 7th. Miami's got a 3-1 lead. And Jose Ureña's back out, trying to get one more inning onto his pitching line for the night. 6 innings, 3 hits, a run, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Rio Ruiz swings and misses. He's 0 for 2.
Ruiz, a 6-game hitting streak. He's been swinging the bat well since coming back. Back up to the big club.
His first career home run against Max Scherzer. It's not often you get your first career homer against a Cy Young Award winner. Who was your first career home run against? Everybody remembers their first hit.
My first 2 are off the same guy, Shane Reynolds.
As a Astro?
Yeah, he was an Astro, yes. Hit 2 that day.
That's a good way to remember it. Chopper right side. Gordon approaches and shovels it over.
Nicely done.
First out of the 7th, Dansby Swanson And then Chase Peterson scheduled for Miami. Baseball tonight, we showed you that inside the park. Grand slam by Michael Taylor. Nationals 10-7 over the Phils in the 7th. Rhys Hoskins has homered, his 13th for the Phils. Nick Williams hit his 10th. Taylor's homer now, his 15th. Remember, he homered against the Marlins the other night. Pitch number 100. And it counts 1 ball and 1 strike. Braves pen active. There's Dan Winkler. Swanson could not check the swing.
The effectiveness of the secondary pitch is still there. Picking apart, you see Urania back out because of what he did his last start. Talk about stretching out after 5 innings. I thought it was a pretty good moment for Urania this season. That last start, he nearly got pinch hit for in the 5th inning. Don Mattingly chose to leave him in the ballgame. Ended up pitching 2 more innings. Remember, he pitched the 6th and the 7th inning against the Philadelphia Phillies. Those were the best innings of his outing, which turned out to be a solid 7-inning start. No traffic, no issues, ground balls, lots of good things happening there in that 6th and 7th.
Pop up, Bour.
So, Don Mattingly, next time out, Jose Urania gives you 6 solid innings, and you're thinking about, do I send him back out there for another inning? Well, what did he do his last start? I gave him a little bit more leash. The young man stepped up. He gave me great effort, gave me great inning. I'm going to send him back out there again. Well, you see him out there again tonight.
His ability to get this deep, is it because now he's more pitcher than thrower?
I think so. I mean, listen, I mean, the adjustments. We didn't use the word strikeout in this ballgame till the 2nd time through the lineup against the Braves. I mean, that tells you what Urania is doing. He's reading hitters, he's watching swings, and he's making adjustments. That's what. You can go over to the booth right next door, knock on the window, and talk to a Hall of Famer, and I can promise you he's going to say a lot of the same things. You learn from what you see going on inside of a baseball game. You watch the on-deck circle, you watch the swings against you, and you adjust.
Some pitchers even watch batting practice.
That is a fact.
Full count to Dansby Swanson. And it is Peterson who's on deck for Atlanta. Arizona's at home against San Diego tonight. We'll be talking about Cleveland's win streak, which is at 15. They're up late. And pitches down. Arizona has won 13 straight. And they've got Patrick Corbin going for them tonight against the Padres. Tom Mattingly on his way out, and that may be it. And it is. Peterson is the scheduled hitter. Might see a pinch hitter. Marlins will bring in Harlan Garcia. Florida Lottery, call to the pen. Called to the pen. Enter your Lotto, Fantasy 5, or all new Fast Play ticket in the Florida Lottery Game Day Cash Promotion. You can win a 2018 Lazy Days RV motorhome, over $200,000 in cash prizes, bowl tickets, season tickets, and more. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. This is a brand new stadium, and a lot of ballparks are going to the LED lights. And with the LED lights, you can turn them off and flick them right back on. And in the break, the tomahawk chop with the help of some cell phone lights. Very cool.
Nice effect. Just want to know who gets the privilege of turning the lights on and off around here.
I think they're on a giant dimmer.
You think?
Yeah, you can.
You don't just think there's a switch?
Well, yeah, I think you can switch, or you can do the dimmer.
Right, all right.
You know, for
right, like there's a dial almost. Right,
like,
I got
you know, proper mood for a nice dinner. Lane Adams is pinch hitting, and he gets popped in the knee by Harlan Garcia. That's not what Don Mattingly had in mind.
Certainly was not productive outing last night for Harlan Garcia after a couple of really rough ones. See this pitch right here, way inside that front knee of Adams.
So the choice was have Urania, who was near the end of the line, face Jace Peterson, or Harlan Garcia face a right-handed pinch hitter. It was Lane Adams. Now, Adonis Garcia is going to get the at-bat for Fultonevich, or excuse me, for A.J. Minter. Little roller. Garcia has it, fires, and a great hit by Bour at first. Wow. You wonder if his bat is back and he's in shape. The glove certainly is.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And as soon as you see Harlan frantically pop off the mound, do everything right, and kind of let it go, you can see the downward angle from our booth where that ball was ticketed. And the save. I mean, the first thing that just popped into my mind was Justin Bour's back, Justin Bour's back. And, well, boy, oh boy, was he back. That could have been eventful. Probably would have ticketed the Rays with a couple of more runs and changed the circumstances in this game. Now Harlan Garcia 1 out away, getting out of this mess. Get Ender Inciarte first, 0-for-3 in tonight's ballgame.
Breaking ball misses. Florida Lottery in-game jackpot at home. Inciarte at 331. And you heard Joe Simpson talk about Charlie Blackmon, who's at the top of that list, and how Blackmon kind of overshadows Inciarte. Both center fielders. Blackman's having a bang-up year. But Inciarte is not that far off in a lot of categories. He doesn't get to play half of his games at Coors Field.
I think they're different types of players. I mean, they're good defenders. I actually think Inciarte is the better defender, in my opinion. But Inciarte, to me, is more of a slasher. Charlie Blackmon definitely hits for a lot of slug.
Yes. Inciarte has 182 hits. Blackmon 192.
Wouldn't you say that? I mean, I think Inciarte profiles as a leadoff hitter much more than Charlie Blackmon traditionally does. Not that Blackmon isn't good at what he does. Could also stick him in the 3-hole and probably be just as satisfied.
Without question.
Is it fair to say that Christian Yelich is somewhere in between the two of them? Well, no, I guess 3 of them, I guess.
And if the Rockies didn't have so many sluggers,
right,
Blackmon might be in that
very
spot.
True, very true.
Well, Garcia didn't start the inning well when he hit Adams, Lane Adams. His throw to get Garcia was wild. He was saved there by Bour, and now he walks Inciarte.
Well, he's having another one of those moments, Rich, I think that young players have in their first full big league season. Fight through some command issues, wanting to try a little bit more. I've seen some effort from Harlan over the last 3 or 4 appearances where you can tell he's adding a little bit more, maybe looking for 105 or 110% of what he should be looking for. A little extra on the fastball, and part of that might be fatigue. Remember, he has not pitched from April through September in his life yet. So this is a different territory.
Ozzie Albies is a switch hitter.
It's a big spot. We'll see if he can get this out. Walk off this mound holding his head high.
He gets some help. Albies chases changeup.
Threw that out there last night a couple of different times. Good pitch.
Bases filled with Braves. Big moment, bottom 7. Albies a ground ball wide of third.
Back-to-back changeups from Harlan Garcia. Aggressiveness of Albies got him in the hole. 0-2.
Gordon on a hop, flips. Rojas just gets there in time to get the out at second. Gordon chose second. Rojas was a ways away. But Harlan Garcia escapes, and the Braves leave him loaded. Miami still on top. It's 3-1. Inside look brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. Braves since 1913. Last night, 10,500th win. They've had a nice lead over the Marlins in their all-time series. It's their second best record against another National League opponent in terms of winning percentage. Almost 600 baseball at the expense of St. Louis. 8th inning arrives. Marlins still up 3-1. Lane Adams going to stay in the ball game, and he's in right field. Dan Winkler.
Dan on for the 7th time this season. Working his 7th inning.
Christian Yelich stands in. Yelich is 2 for 3. He's doubled, singled, and lined out. And Winkler gets a strike. Yelich on a nice ride right now, and it combines hits and getting on base, and unfortunately for him, it also combines loud outs. He's hit some balls hard especially in this series, out to center field.
A couple of them. One in each ball game. Testing Inciarte. Inciarte up to the task both times. Christian before the ball game today. He's kind of in that spot. Feels really good about his swing. Loves his approach right now, and he's getting good results.
He has been on base in 20 straight games, and he hit almost 360 in those 20 games.
The silent assassin. So much of the attention goes to the guys around him in the lineup. Christian has just been as steady as they come, particularly here in the second half. And you love it. Got a guy, a left-handed hitter who handles lefties well, righties, power, doubles, takes an extra base, runs the bases as well as anybody on the Marlins. Does a lot of things the right way.
Change up from Winkler.
The more we go around baseball and we talk to people from other teams, the more you hear how much they are impressed with Christian Yelich's game.
Winkler last year, a medial epicondyle avulsion fracture of his right elbow. They'd have surgery. That strike 3 called, and that looked like another one of those pitches that might have been out of the zone. Yelich turns back, and it was. That's another pitch that we've seen Flowers steal for his pitchers.
Yeah, he's good at it. Statcast has been on his numbers all season long. You see it right there. That ball looks low off the outside corner, and Tyler Flowers bring it back up and snatch one away. Do you care to repeat what you just said as far as the procedure he had done?
Oh, Winkler?
Yeah.
Sure. Medial epicondyle avulsion fracture of his right elbow.
Okay.
He had surgery for that last year.
You notice how I gave you the short abbreviated rundown when he came into the ball game? That's the #1 reason why. Wanted no part of that.
It was, look, it was in the notes.
I know that it was. That's what I'm telling you, is that I would not wander down that road. I gave the short version of his scouting report based on that.
Sometimes I like the challenge.
Listen, I'm all for the challenge, but that was one I was not up for. You, better man than me. Not even sure how to explain it.
He's in an 0 for 3. He struck out twice. Night off for Giancarlo Stanton. Return of Justin Bour. And a 3-1 lead in the 8th. Ozuna shoots that out to right. Peterson there, and he makes the catch. 2 outs.
MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Marlins baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Club-based home screen, icons, app features, as well as game day video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast, news, and more. Download the MLB.com at bat today. Justin Bour has had a very nice ball game on his way back. A ground out, yes, and a strikeout, along with a double, but his at-bats have been solid. His approach has been good. Strikeout was on a 3-2 pitch. Did see a couple of Foltynewicz changeups that at bat, well placed.
I will say this: Mike Malinsky gives a nice narration of balls and strikes.
Oh, he tells you where it's at, which you don't always get from him.
Drew Steckenrider in the bullpen. Whoa. You can hear the umpire saying it's not down, but it is. And the Marlins dugout knows it's down. And that's, by my count, 7 times now. The ball's been down out of the zone, has been called a strike. And the Marlins dugout is growing tired of it.
getting Tyler Flower did.
That's a verb. You're right.
I'm trying. Well, I mean, listen, Tyler Flowers is outstanding at this, but you see it. Watch that pop. That's that snap. He brings it right back into the zone. The umpire's not picking it up. And it's how these borderline pitches are definitely getting, obviously, called against the Marlins. We've watched the flow. I think you and I are about as fair as they come in the industry when it comes to watching a baseball game and talking about the strike zone. We don't really play favorites, but there's no doubt that the Braves have gotten about 7 or 8 more calls than the Marlins tonight.
Bour fouls that back. And it's a credit to Tyler Flowers, absolutely.
Yeah, he's really good at it. That's right. It's a skill.
But at the same time, a strike's a strike.
That's right.
And some of those aren't borderline.
Tyler's doing what he does well. He's going to keep doing it. He has no reason not to do it.
Without question. I'd do it, you'd do it.
That's exactly right. That's the whole point. What the Marlins dugout's trying to do is get it to stop.
Bour fights off another. Justin's double got things started in the second. He's bounced out and struck out. 9 pitches after this one. Dan Winkler at 3-2. And Bour walks.
Nice AB from Justin Bour.
And the Marlins are going to pitch run for him. That's a nice night. They come off the disabled list after a long spell. On base twice, double.
Well, you'd love to get the results, but I got to be honest. I mean, just the at-bats, the quality of the at-bats was there. Even that strikeout was not a bad strikeout by definition. He's probably frustrated he wasn't able to get Christian Yelich in early in the ball game. Ground ball to the right side, but all in all, good stuff. He missed a lot of time.
Real Muto in the air, right center. Peterson, Inciarte, and it's Inciarte who makes the catch. 3-1 Miami, bottom 8 coming up. Tomorrow night, back in Atlanta, Adam Conley takes aim at the Braves.
good numbers against the Braves in his career. He has it working tomorrow night.
Max Fried, a lefty for Atlanta. Eldorado Furniture invites you to settle in with us. 6:30 for Marlins Live. Tyler Moore is going to stay in the ball game at first base for the Fish. And Harlan Garcia is going to stay in the game, at least to face Freddie Freeman. Got Matt Kemp on deck. Freeman fouls it back to the screen.
Harlan Garcia did a nice job last inning working out of some trouble.
Drew Steckenrider in Miami's pen. Off of Garcia, and Freeman beats it. Well, a comebacker in the making, and that in fact will be the last guy he faces.
Well, one pitch on the outside corner. Garcia kind of turns his head away from fielding that ball, and it gets redirected once again to Dee Gordon. He had to do that all over again. He'd probably tell you he should have had it.
Florida Lottery called to the bullpen. Bottom 8, Miami up 2. Within his grasp. Instead, an infield hit for Freddie Freeman. Drew Steckenrider, native of this Atlanta area, arrives having a really fine rookie season. He gets Kemp.
Steckenrider right back at it as he usually is. Waste any time. Last 3 appearances scoreless. 6 strikeouts over his last 2 2/3 innings. He's dialed back in again. Tying run at the plate for the Braves. I mentioned it last night. Got to be careful of this Braves offense. They have a tendency to erupt late in the ball game. This game, only 1 run difference than last night. Marlins kind of clinging to that 3-1 lead.
One of the teams you think of in walk-off wins this year is Houston. All the time it seems like you're watching Houston come back and score late. In fact, they are the only team in baseball that has scored more runs than the Braves from the 7th inning or later this year. So Atlanta leads the National League.
Steckenrider's got to be careful on the outside part of the plate. Kemp has really been kind of going out to that outside corner looking for something to pull. In fact, he got a slider yesterday that was away and hit it out to left.
And he got him. 95. Kemp goes down, but that's just the first out of the 8. Tyler Flowers, and you got Rio Ruiz.
Climbed above the hands. See the barrel just below the baseball. Too much for Matt Kemp.
Flowers a single back in the second. He just came off the disabled list for this ball game. Both guys off the DL had a hit in their first at bat, a double by Bour. Steckenrider doesn't fool around, man. He pounds the strike zone.
He certainly does. His confidence in all 3 of his pitches. Slider and his changeup as well, right after Tyler Flowers. In fact, Tyler is swinging to left and fouling balls off to the right. He's opening up a little early, trying to get that barrel to the ball. Steckenrider right now a little too much on it. Again.
Elevated fastball and a strikeout.
Why not? Worked the first time, go back up there again. Tyler Flowers had not seen that yet in the at-bat. Worked on Kemp, and work on Tyler Flowers. Watch the barrel, watch where it goes, and watch the baseball. JT above the strike zone, and the barrel from the side underneath. 95 miles an hour. Dialed it up once again. 2 strikeouts here in the 8th. Ruiz 0 for 3 on the night. Good line out to right. Hard. Second time up.
Braves bullpen ready to go for the 9th. Steckenrider trying to deliver the game at 3-1. Freeman still at first. Steckenrider, 13 pitches, has a couple of outs.
Oof. Good tailing action on that fastball.
Three-two. Fouled out of play.
Steckenrider's really improved that. First got here to the big leagues. That fastball was pretty straight. Threw it for strikes, moved it around the strike zone. He's definitely developing a secondary, excuse me, I should just say a 2-seam fastball. Tailing action on it. Good pitch.
Steckenrider here. 2 outs and a 3-2 pitch to Ruiz. Ground ball. Gordon at second. Drew Steckenrider to the rescue. He strands the runner. And Miami will carry that lead into the 9th. Baseball Fox Sports Florida is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By the all-new Jeep Compass. And by your South Florida Honda dealers. Hurry into the Summerbration sales event today. SunTrust Park. 3-1 lead, and it's been that way since the 4th inning. Rex Brothers.
Rex Brothers pitching last night's ball. Solid inning. 15 innings of work this season. 28 strikeouts. That has not been the issue. He's been touched up with some hits. That's why the ERA is bloated. 2.9 opponent's batting average. Some of the damage has been done early.
Ichiro, Rojas, in the pitcher spot. And in Miami's pen, this is not a surprise. Kyle Bearclaw is up. Brothers out in front 0-2. Ichiro ground ball deep in the hole. Swanson's got no shot, and Ichiro has an infield hit.
Good start to the ninth. Nothing wrong with some more insurance runs for the Marlins. They can't turn Ichiro's base hit into at least one run here in the ninth.
You know, we've been so focused on the pinch hit record, the all-time season pinch hit record. Ichiro's 2 away from that. We've kind of lost track of his climb. There's Rojas at the plate. And look who's on deck. Giancarlo. 3,073 hits now in his career.
Ichiro on twice tonight. Also had a walk around to score. Rojas 1 for 3 tonight. A big RBI single back in the second. Built that early lead. Seems like a nice combination for this Marlins team. Early leads, early offense. Pitching always seems to pitch well when they've got a lead.
That one's lined in the gap, left center field. Long run for Inciarte. Ichiro's got wheels. He's headed for third. Freddie will send him on his way home, and he is safe. Flowers had the ball. That play was a lot closer, I think, than Ichiro thought it would be. And Flowers, had he come up with a ball, that could have been an out.
Well, it probably should have been an out. Rojas. Great swing of the bat. Braves thought he was going to bunt. Breaking ball out over the plate and rips it into the left center field gap. Now Ichiro on his horse. Inciarte beats the ball to the wall. He didn't have to get all the way there. Good relay throw. Right there. That's a short hop on Flowers. He didn't come up with the baseball, and that's why Ichiro is going to be safe at home. Watch this. Swanson, pretty strong throw. It's a short hop. Actually, not as short as it looks. He comes up with that, though. It's tight.
Remember we showed you Stanton on deck? Look. Well, it is his day off, so.
Hey, listen, everybody likes to participate.
He comes to the plate and he is told, hey, intentional walk.
What a nice swing. We talked about this early in the ball game. Rojas has really been working on that swing, trying to shorten up his top side, his hands, his path to the baseball, and that was a good, short, compact swing right there. 2 RBIs tonight for Rojas. A really nice approach.
So Giancarlo gets a walk. Here's Gordon. Trying to bunt with nobody out, and he fouls it off. Crack staff in the truck notes this is a role reversal. Gordon at the plate and Stanton at first.
Well, you know what Dee's got to do then? Go deep. Hey, listen, I'm going way out on a limb right now, aren't I?
All right, big fella.
I'm getting a little excited.
He's hit one this year.
Well, that's why I figured it was a good time to mention it.
He hit one last year.
Well, it's about time. Giancarlo was on the base paths while Dee was hitting the bottom. I'm a 230-pound man standing on a twig right now.
4-1 Miami. The thing about Gordon in this spot, you know, some guys are more comfortable not necessarily squaring around early and bunting from a still position.
Right.
Gordon's used to
base it bunting.
Yeah, having that foot or those feet in motion.
Well, it's a timing mechanism. That's exactly what he's trying to do. Actually, watch his front foot. His hands come when his foot goes down. Oh, he's going to swing this time, but that is his bunting style. You've heard me probably talk about it when it comes to the pitchers, to get it out early, show a good position to put down a good bunt. You don't have to be bunting for a base hit. That's not what the situation requires. But for Dee, again, it's more of a timing mechanism. He's turned himself into a pretty good bunter.
Rojas at second, Stanton's at first.
He fights it off. That fastball up and in.
Braves pen.
Luke Jackson getting loose.
Rick's brothers. Dee Gordon, another 2-2. Whoa! Everybody's going to move up. I guess a pitch up the screen is as good as a bunt. Right?
Yeah, I can't argue that.
Walks as good as a hit, some people say.
Right.
That's as good as a bunt.
You are correct.
Almost off the robotic camera.
Struggling with my analysis of that pitch. See what to come up with there. Dee Gordon still would like to be productive here. The infield in now for the Braves. 3-2 pitch, runners on second and third. Love to get one over this infield.
Almost the same spot.
I'll tell you what, I know these Marlins hitters are on point when it comes to what their strike zone is. They're just trying to be a little bit more careful. And part of that is some of these strikes have been stolen. So you see this approach tonight. Even with Dee, those balls are, I can guarantee you, in off the plate. It's protecting.
Gordon stays alive, just got a piece of that. Infield still in. Rojas third, Stanton second. Gordon up the middle into center field. That's a hit. Rojas scores. Stanton holds. Inciarte was very shallow.
Oh, he almost got his wish right there. He was baiting Inciarte. He knew there was no trail behind him. Freddie Freeman to the middle of the field. Anyway, I'll move back to this. You guys can't see it. Great piece of hitting right there. Finds the middle of the field. There's nobody to defend it. Watch Dee coming around first base. He knows Freddie got to take the cut from Inciarte. So Inciarte runs the ball back in. Of course, there's nobody behind him. Ciarte did not fall for it.
Marlins going to pinch hit for Dietrich. It's going to be Brian Anderson, a rookie third baseman.
This is all to the Braves bullpen.
And so the Braves are going to go get Luke Jackson to face Anderson. Miami has 2 insurance runs. 9th inning, Florida Lottery called to the pen. Top 9. Luke Jackson.
42 2/3 innings of work. He's made 2 appearances since returning from the disabled list. Beginning of September, he's allowed 3 runs over 2 innings.
There's nobody out in this inning still. Let's set your runners, shall we? Giancarlo intentionally walked. Dee Gordon, RBI single. Anderson had a nice night last night. Gordon might not be at first long.
Ooh.
Brian was 2 for 3.
All right. I'm just thinking about Dee Gordon's 50th stolen base attempt. There's a good spot. You might see it right here. Braves thinking about it as well.
Gordon runs, pitch is up, throw is high, number 50. And so Dee Gordon with his 50th stolen base, and the Marlins become just the 3rd team in baseball history to have teammates, one with 50 stolen bases, the other with 50 home runs.
That is really, really cool. He has had a nice season. He's had to adapt his game to a new dynamic in this Marlins lineup with Giancarlo Stanton being behind him in the 2 spot. Opportunities, I don't want to say they've dried up, but they've definitely slowed down here in the second half. Good to see Dee get there.
Anderson now with a 1-1 count and a drawn in infield and 2 runs out there. Nobody out. Sharp ground ball picked at third by Ruiz, fires to first. Really nice play.
That's some tough luck. That ball hit hard. Ticketed for left field. Sends it on one hop, checks the rubber, throws across the diamond.
And the Braves are going to walk Christian Yelich intentionally. Marcell Ozuna waiting patiently to climb in with the bags loaded. You think about Stanton and Ozuna. Marcell, 109 runs driven in. Last National League teammates with 110 or more. And if you go back to the Brewers, the Prince Fielder Ryan Braun tandem. Fielder had 120, Braun had 111. That was back in 2011. Ozuna with a hit here could crack that 110 mark. That's a strike that Flowers could not bring back. So Bear Claw was ready to come in for the save. Ellington is up as well. Infield playing Ozuna to pull, and they're back for 2. You can see where Jackson's been working him. Little by little, he's worked his way up to the strike zone. It was a perfect pitch at the knees and on the corner. Yeah, no place to put him. And maybe it's a walk that gets him to 110.
Marcell Ozuna certainly in the driver's seat in this at bat. A mighty swing away from blowing this game wide open.
High pop-up. Flowers and Ruiz. And Ruiz makes the catch. Bag still loaded. Here comes Tyler Moore.
Well, a missed opportunity for Marcell. For Marlin. Tyler Moore an opportunity to come through with a big 2-out base hit in the 9th. Back to Dee Gordon for a second. So he picked up his 50th stolen base. Now, for the rest of the season, this is something to keep your eyes on, Marlins fans. If he can hit 300, he'll be the 4th second baseman to have 2 career 50 stolen base seasons and hit 300 or better. Joe Morgan's done it. Eddie Collins has done it. And remember Louis Castillo.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, in 1999 and 2000, he did it twice. So Dee definitely looking to join that club. He's hovering right around 300. See if he can't get it done here in 2017. He did it also in 2015.
Well, Jackson has come in and straightened the inning out after Rex Brothers faced 4, gave up 3 hits and a walk.
I'm guessing there was a pretty big sigh of relief after the 3-1 pitch to Marcell Ozuna.
Yes.
Good as Marcell has been all season long with runners on base, just missed that pitch.
Bour takes up. Well, the Indians did win 16 in a row now. They beat Baltimore 5-0. Edwin Encarnacion again.
The parrot out again?
Let the parrot take a stroll.
Gracious. Well, at least they weren't leading all those games like the Diamondbacks. What was it, 98 straight or something like that?
Yeah. Foul back. Now sometimes baseball is cut up into eras. The dead ball era, the expansion era is 1961 on, And Cleveland's only the 3rd team since then, since 1961 on, to have a win streak as long as 16. The Royals in 77 won 16, and the Scott Hatteberg Athletics had 20. Remember that dramatic home run by Hatteberg. Pitch in the dirt.
This take by Tyler Moore. He's working his way back in this battle against Jackson.
Also tonight, Ryan Braun of Milwaukee, former Miami Hurricane, hit his 300th career home run. And you hear the song in the background. That's a familiar tune throughout the major leagues for Tyler Moore. The theme to Mary Tyler Moore. You're going to make it after all. Reaches out, lines it into right field, and a dive, and it's off the glove of Adams. Stanton scores, Gordon scores, Yelich to 3rd, and Tyler Moore knocks home 2 at 7-1.
How bad at Tyler Moore. It's been a tough go of it of late, but what an at-bat he put together right there. Good to see. Back himself back to 2-2. Fastball low and away. Sticks the bat out, and able to find some grass. Tremendous effort in right. Look at this. Nearly came up with that. Good for Tyler Moore. He needed that base hit as much as anybody.
Yeah, he did. Here's Real Muto. JT's 0 for 4.
10 RBIs on the season as a pinch hitter for Tyler Moore. It's 11th pinch hit.
Real Muto rolls 1 to 3rd, and a throw to second in time to get more. Well, the Marlins add a lot of insurance. 4, and it's 7-1. In the bottom of the 9th, Kyle Bearclaw was ready to come in and go for the save, but with all the runs, it's going to be Brian Ellington in the 9th. Ellington arrives. This was a Jose Urena start, and he was outstanding. And he's been very good against the Braves this season. He'd had some issues before this year, but whatever he's done this year, it's certainly worked against the Braves. 6 1/3, 3 hits and a run for Urania. Marlon Garcia was able to get a couple of outs. Drew Steckenrider got 3 big outs in the 8th when the Braves were threatening to get back in it.
I'll tell you what, Brian Ellington has been outstanding over the last couple of weeks. Which last night, it's the Atlanta Braves, 1 inning, picked up a strikeout. Great stuff. All 3 pitches working. The command is there. We talked last night a lot about those secondary pitches and how effective they have been. Good little test for Ellington. 7-1 ball game here, working back-to-back times against the same team.
Dansby Swanson fouls it off. He's 0 for 2. Lane Adams to follow.
And there's the slider with the C. First pitch at 101 miles an hour. Second pitch at 88. That's a nasty combination. He maintains his control of his secondary pitches here the rest of September. I have a feeling he is going to put up some really strong numbers to finish this season.
And the nice thing for a guy like Ellington is he's now starting to pitch in high leverage spots. This is not one of them. It's a 7-1 lead. But we've seen him in high leverage spots. He's continued to grow, continue to use that slider and the changeup, and that can only help you going towards next year.
Well, it's not his stuff. I mean, again, this is a very similar conversation to maybe the one we had with Fulton Avich. I mean, you don't look at him and say he doesn't have enough good enough stuff to get major league hitters out. You look at him and say he should be dominating, right? I mean, he's throwing 101 miles an hour. He's got a really good slider, changeup that is definitely coming along. I mean, look at the passes that Swanson's had against his slider just in this at bat. Both swings have been with a high level of uncertainty, just trying to get a piece. You're right. I mean, he is young players. It's a lot about confidence and it's belief in your ability. And when he starts to really believe it, even through the bad outings, is when I think he's really going to grow. You're going to see him really take off.
.101. So that doesn't feel good when it hits your mask off the bat. Missed outside with the 0-2. Milwaukee beating the Cubs 2-0 in the bottom of the 8th in Chicago. Arizona's underway. San Diego leads them 2-0 top 4. Colorado has had an adventurous first inning in Los Angeles, and they're on the wrong end of a 4-1 score going to the 2nd.
Dodgers are determined to play better.
Justin Turner's 19th homer. I'll tell you, the guy that's been losing money on the Dodgers, and it's not Brent Musburger. It's Randy Newman, right? Because he gets the residuals from I love LA whenever they win. I mean, that's pumped through Dodger Stadium.
Think he hasn't gotten enough of it where they got 92 wins?
Right, but that's you grow.
Oh, you think he was banking on 116?
You grow to depend on that.
Okay.
$2 or whatever he gets every time they play that. Wei-Yin Chen is warming up. That's inside. And a walk. Saturday nights in Atlanta. We're going by the varsity about 3:30, picking up a bag of burgers like Elvis used to do. And arriving here for Marlins and Braves. 6:30 for Marlins Live. 7 o'clock first pitch. Will he have? Will he have? Will he have? I'm sure that was a hangout spot for you when you were a Brave for, what, a month?
1 month. Very strange ride. If I remember correctly, I started out like 2 for 2 as a Brave, or it was 1 for 1. I think it was 2 for 2, and I ended like 3 for 3, but everything in between was like an out.
That's a jam shot, and Lane Adams dumps it into right.
And he fights it off. He'll find some grass to the right side. This was about as slow as an infield hit as we've seen all season.
Here's what you don't want to have happen. The obvious part is the Braves come back to score 6 runs. But what you don't want to have happen is you have to heat up Bear Claw here.
Well, he's already heated up once. Look at this. Dee playing a double play deftly. Almost came to a stop. And Adams will certainly take the base hit.
Here is his alter ego, Matt Adams. Ellington with a fastball. It's fouled back. Now, Matt Adams last night had a big hit. He had the double that got things started in the ninth. The Braves were down a run. They rallied for 2 and walked off on a Kurt Suzuki single.
He's got a little 3-game hitting streak going as well. 18 home runs with the Braves. It's been a nice pickup. Braves got him from the Cardinals earlier this season. So the numbers, it's the Marlins on the season.
And he was looking for liftoff there.
10 for 34 is a pinch hitter.
That's just heat.
Yeah,
triple
sure.
digit.
He's reaching back and went up against a pretty good hitter in Matt Adams, who was not in the ball game. And not easy to do, pinch hit, especially against 100. Lincoln said, "Good morning, good afternoon, and good night." Bring up under Inciarte. Inciarte 0 for 3 with a walk his last time.
Ellington still up at 100 with a strike. You pointed it out. The difference between tonight and last night is Inciarte 0 for 3. He had 2 hits last night, including a triple.
Look at Inciarte and think of the word spark plug. A lot of what the Braves do, I think in a lot of ways, centers around he and Freddie Freeman. Albies has played better. For a slow start, he's been swinging it better.
He's a lot like Dee Gordon in the leadoff spot, right, in that he's not going to walk a lot. So to get to like 350 for on base, he has to hit about 310, and that's about the mark for Dee.
Right. Might give, you know, Inciarte might have a little bit more power, and obviously Dee has more speed.
Yelich is there, and he makes the catch. Bonefish Grill, this a bang-bang play of the game, and that is Dee Gordon. This is stolen base number 50, kids.
Sure, good to see. Well deserved. Another outstanding season for Dee Gordon.
Great fish, great cocktails, great times. Head to Bonefish Grill. So Ellington is settled down. He has 2 outs. Here's Albies, who has a bunt hit in 4 at-bats. Couple Braves on, but the insurance runs, all 4 of them in the top of the inning. With Miami up by 6.
You can never have enough insurance against this Braves team this year, right? They've been able to walk the Marlins off a few times, including last night.
Don Mattingly's ball club has lost 10 of their last 11. In their attempt to make sure they don't duplicate May in September.
One pitch at a time. See if the Marlins can't finish off this ball game and try to put a streak together tomorrow.
Brian Ellington now is a strike away from finishing.
He's thrown 5 fastballs to the last 2 hitters. They've swung at all 5 of the fastballs and have not even fouled one of them off. 5 swing and misses between Albies and Matt Adams.
Full count, 3-2. And one of the nice things for Don Mattingly, the Marlins 7 runs on a night where he's able to give Giancarlo Stanton the night off.
Well, he did have an intentional walk.
That's right. He got to flex his guns at first base. Fastball rides in. Bags are loaded now, and this is a Freddie Freeman at bat.
Pitches in the inning for Ellington. Marlins would love to see him finish this off. So close.
Now Kyle Bearclaw did heat up last inning in anticipation of the ninth before the 4 runs. And he may resume here. Freeman is homered, has an infield hit, has lined out and walked. That's your 90-mile-an-hour changeup off a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
And you know the best part about this, you got to be willing to do it. And he knows, Ellington knows he's struggling with his command right now. Went right to that changeup. It was a beautiful pitch. Got ahead of Freddie Freeman. That is a big league changeup.
Freeman in the air, shallow left center. Ozuna has it, and the Braves leave them loaded, and the Marlins get the win. 7-1 the final. Nice to say ball game for the Fish once again. Ellington bobbed and weaved his way through the 9th. Dee Gordon swiped number 50. Derek Dietrich homered.
Smiles are back.
2 more hits for Christian Yelich. 2 RBI base hits for Miguel Rojas. Jessica Blaylock from the field's got Marlins Live next.